What's up? So it's 18 June, it's the next day basically, and in the morning I took this one. It was a stop loss, and yeah, basically MB1, MB2. Now I'm considering another entry from the same MB. I would say that it's basically the same MB, and yeah, we'll look for entry like this if it gives me the if it pulls back to the entry point, you know. Then looking at other markets like gold, it starts to fail, but this kind of a price action gives me like, I think it will do something like this and we will get our entry anyways because it's still valid, even though it is a little bit below the EMAs. If it really pulls back like this somewhere to here, then I will obviously cancel the order and just wait for new validation and Bs and then look for entries inside here. But at the moment it looks kind of good, and then yeah, we'll see if it gives anything, but yeah, at the moment obviously nothing. Then looking at these markets, still I don't have the 6-hour MB. Like I have basically we had the 6-hour MB and it flushed below the EMAs, like really below them, so I didn't want to take entry somewhere here, and yeah, I just want to see something above the EMAs on 6-hour and then look for entries. For example, yeah, MB1, this could be the MB2, or right now actually MB2 like this, that could be a play today. We'll see if that happens, but actually like right now we are above the EMAs and we could do this, so there is good potential, and I will probably will be looking for this kind of an entry. Say that this is the second MB, and look to target highs. ATR is 47, so yeah, something like this could be entry. We need still 43 minutes, and then I'll place an order. So yeah, that's really it. US 500 probably doing the same thing, but I will actually no, US 500 is a little bit below the EMA, so I will not take it. JPN is pushing higher. Yeah, there's nothing really to do. It pushed over the night. Obviously I was sleeping, so yeah, but there wasn't any entry anyways. MB1 and then no MB2. MB2 somewhere here now. Yeah, obviously I will not take something like this, but yeah, US 30 doing nothing, doesn't have the 6-hour MB. It's very weak actually. And these ones, European indices, nothing. But cryptos failed completely. That's a flush. I need new MB on 6-hour, then inside here look for the same thing on 1 hour. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Nasdaq and copper. I'll be back when something new happens. So Nasdaq completely failed. I'll not touch it anymore. I wanted to take basically MB1 and MB2 right here, but yeah, there isn't really anything because it failed, and now it's on validation as well. Looks fucking ugly. I want to take entries in these kind of positions, in these kind of positions, in these kind of positions. You understand the process, you know. So yeah, nothing right now. Gold still doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing. Then actually I added US oil, and I will take it in 7 minutes if basically I will call this basically first MB on 1 hour, and then on 30 minutes we have 1-2, and I will potentially take something like this. If in 7 minutes this candle closes below this wick, then I will place an order with 1 hour ATR. And yeah, then a copper, as you remember, basically I wanted to take another entry right here like this, but yeah, it failed, so nothing anymore. Yeah, it's failing, so nothing really. We got just this loss, so that's unfortunate. Right now we are back at 81k, which is what it is. So yeah, but oil is fucking good, I would say, because you know the tensions that's why oil is so fucking bullish, and the tensions between actually not the tension, the fucking war between Israel and Iran, and even the high potential that US will get involved in this war. That's why US oil price just keeps going higher and higher. So yeah, I'm expecting there isn't any change right now. They're fucking fighting every fucking day with missiles, etc., exchanging with the missiles. So yeah, there's no change in that, so I don't think that oil will do this, unless of course there is some kind of deal, but we'll see, obviously. But right now, and even on technical side, it looks fucking clean. Like we are right now first, second, third, fourth, and fifth MB, so this is the final leg that I can expect, and then it will be extended. But at the moment, it's still in that final leg. And on entry time frame, we had MB1, This could be MB2 but failed, then MB1, MB2 in motion, flushed, MB1, potential MB2, push. So I'm back, and I needed to do some other stuff, so I wasn't at the PC, but I took US oil, MB1, MB2, basically like I said before, and yeah, it was a break even. It pushed to 1 hour, and yeah, and then it stopped me out at break even. The break even wasn't really a break even. I lost like $400 on the break even because there was a slippage once it tapped me in a trade. My entry was somewhere here, and I always place my break even, like my stop loss, a little bit in a loss. So yeah, basically it was minus 400, but that's still a break even. So yeah, there is nothing really to do. Actually no, I have a Japanese index. It looks very fucking nice. I will take it like this, basically MB1 or MB1, MB2, and fractal. So yeah, or you can call MB1, MB2, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I placed my order, we'll see. This one as well, doing the same shit, but the Japanese index is just looking better on validation, really. It's looking better than US market. Like if we compare, you know. But these ones also looks nice, so yeah, I don't know. There was MB1, this was probably MB2, so we're still in the same. We could take something like this, entry, stop loss, but I don't know. I'll probably stick with Japanese index. It just looks better. And looks like I will not take anything really. I was looking for this Japanese trade, but once it made this week, it's just too big. The stop loss will be. So yeah, no entry for me right now, and I will just wait for something else. Yeah. So nothing really to do. Still, I will call this basically as the first MB after the flush, and then this whole thing is the second MB. So if it creates, let's say, some kind of MB1, MB2, or something like that, then I will take it, but not today because market will close in 1 hour. So yeah. Yeah. Then the US oil, as you remember, we had this trade right here, MB1 and fractal, basically 30 minutes inside here. It was a break even, and now market is pulling back, but I don't have really anything. It's just doing nothing. I want to see real MB, so this will be a flush. So MB1, MB2, or MB1, pause, MB2. You'll see, but again, not for today. US 500 doing really nothing. I will not touch this market, I think, for some time. We'll see. If, let's say, market pushes it like this and then EMAs switch on validation time frame and it's somewhere here with beautiful MBs, then I will look inside here on 1 hour time frame, but at the moment it looks very choppy, just because the Israel and Iran and everything that is happening in the world. So yeah, then looking at gold, it's fucking ugly as shit, like goddamn. But basically the setup is still the same. I want to see double MB, so on validation, if you go, it's still valid even though it is chopping or whatever it is doing. But if it still is somewhere around these levels and EMAs are not completely switched and it's somewhere here, basically if it does something like this, then obviously in here I will not confirm 1 hour time frame. But let's say in the morning it's somewhere here back up and EMAs are beautiful, then obviously I will take, let's say, MB1 and MB2. But we'll see what it wants to do. I don't really know. I don't predict every fucking high and low. I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to involve. I just want to be involved in good market conditions, and when they present themselves, I will take an entry. US 100 as well, nothing. Doing really nothing. At this point, I thought maybe we could have an entry when we were here, because at the time we were here on 6 hour, but yeah, we dropped down and there's nothing to do. So yeah, US 30 nothing, and then European indices are dead. Copper, yeah, we had this entry in the morning, but now kinda we could enter something like this, but do I want to? Because it's so weaky. Look, basically, how many times, let's say I have buy order right here, it taps, drops down. Let's say I have buy order right here, it taps and drops down. So there's a good chance that it will tap, drop down. So yeah, we are in this ugly ass weaky price action. So I want to see something out of this actually. Like, it is respecting the EMAs, it starts to push, but it's doing it ugly, and I will not take this kind of an entry, so we'll see what it does in the night. Cryptos are dying, so yeah, that's really it, and yeah, so see you guys tomorrow. What's up? So it's the next day, 19th June, it's Thursday, and yeah, 1 hour ago I took a US oil trade. As you remember, we had this trade yesterday. Right here it was a break even, MB1, MB2. Right now the same thing, MB1, MB2. I would call this as a fractal or 30-minute MB. And yeah, that's where I took the entry. And hoping for a push. We were starting to push, but didn't get quite to 0.8 or at least something like that, and 0.8 R, and yeah, pulled back. So I'm still at full risk, and that's about it really. So I'm still waiting for that push so I can place my stop and break even, and then target 1 to 2, 1 to 4, like always, as you know. And yeah, that's really it for today. The Japanese index is the only one from all of this watch list that could potentially set up, but I don't know if it wants to, but it still looks good in validation. Like we can, let's say, wait for this, pause, go. That could be a good entry, but we'll see if it even happens. Then all of these markets are just dying. Nothing at the moment really. So yeah, European indices are dying for the whole week straight. They are fucking dying. And yeah, so yeah, gold also dying now. Basically, as you remember yesterday, I talked about that if market really drops down in these somewhere here, EMA switches, then I will not look anymore at gold. I will wait for the validation MB, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, we'll wait for this pause, and inside that pause we have 1 hour double MBs. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. But I don't know, will it happen today or not? But yeah, now it's clearly a flush. Yeah. So we'll wait for that. Copper is also failing, so that's good that we didn't force any trades yesterday. Here we already, that we didn't force, because it's basically pushed, pulled back, pushed, pulled back, and now it's dying. So yeah, nothing to do basically. Cryptos also doing nothing. So yeah, again, the only asset is oil. It is good at the moment, I would say, because the tensions, the war, and the big potential that USA will get involved in war with Iran, and yeah, there is 78% chance from Poly Market that US will be involved, but yeah, and Trump as well says many things, and that points to that US will be involved, but we'll see, maybe not, who knows. And if there is big war, etc. in Middle East, already there is, that's why oil is pushing, and but if there is more involvement from US, I think oil will push even more. That's just from fundamental side, and technical side as well. It looks fucking phenomenal. Like, these are market conditions that I want to trade in. Obviously, sure, it can be a loss. It is what it is, you know, trading is trading. But technically it looks fucking phenomenal. We are right now in the 5th MB, which would be the last leg before a failure, and then set up new entries. That's how I am trading, and yeah, so I'm still expecting that last leg. So we have basically 6 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, now potentially 5. All this, because I don't see any real flush, so I will call all this as an MB, and these are fractals. So yeah, and inside there we again have 1, 2 on 1 hour, like always, nothing new. And yeah, so with that being said, I'll be back later on, and we will see what will happen with this trade, and yeah. We are risk free, just placed my stop on a break even, and yeah, that's really it. Yeah, and other markets really nothing. Japanese index still is valid, but we'll see if it really creates. Like, we have first MB, we are creating the second one. If you go to 30-minute, practically the same thing. So this is valid MB, and yeah, but at the moment, if it's, let's say, pushes below and closes somewhere here, this candle, then I will not take it, because it will not respect the EMAs. But if it cleanly respects the EMAs, I will 100% take this entry like this to go higher. But we'll see what it does really, because I don't know, you know. But yeah, so that's it, and all of the other markets are dropping down. Yeah, and then the US oil, hopefully it pushes to 1 to 2, and we can take out a partial. But yeah, we'll see. At the moment it looks fucking beautiful. I just hope that it doesn't want to do this and push to the highs like this. Then we will be stopped out at break even and probably will not get any entries anymore. I hope that it wants to do this, not this choppy ass bullish moves, you know. But again, we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, we are risk free, so that's about it. Guten Morgen. So it's the next day. Yesterday we had this trade, U.S. oil, this one, and yeah. So we had this trade, as you remember. We got basically, I think the last thing I filmed was that we pushed up and I placed my stop and break even. So then we pushed more and I took out a partial at 1 to 2, and yeah, then it stopped me out again. The same in here, stopped me out and break even. The same in here, just we got the partial. Now it's the same thing again. What do I need? Nothing has changed. We're looking good. We are looking pretty strong. If we go to 6 hour, let's say, beautiful. 4 hour, beautiful. So there is still good potential and good targets, all these highs, whatever, and then yeah, MB1, pause, MB2, that's where I want to take my entry, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Then Japanese index still valid for buys, so we'll look for this. DAX actually, for me, is bearish, like, yeah, because the 2-day time frame had its, I would say, this distribution MB. So if you reject from these EMAs and start to build MBs to the downside, then I will take something like this. And yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, right now I'm completely bearish because we have a real distribution MB to the downside, and if you go to the daily, we have double MB1 and MB2. So yeah, looking for a short market. Yeah. And the same thing goes for French index and Euro 50. But obviously I will not take all of them if they even set up. Then US 500, US 100 is still obviously bullish on higher time frames, so I will still look for buys, but not at the moment, not today, because I need at least the validation MB. It would look like something like this, pause, and inside that pause we have the same thing as always, or let's say it creates here MB, and then inside this pause the same thing. So yeah, but at the moment nothing. US 30 actually looks kind of bearish, but also too early if you compare to DAX. DAX is more bearishness. So yeah, on US 30, yeah, we could say that this is MB on 2-day chart and MB1 and MB2 on the daily, but I will not force right now sells. If it starts to break really below, then we could look for entries. Let's say it does something like this, and then in here we are clearly bearish with EMAs switching and taking it lower. Yeah. Italy, nothing really, still bullish. Yeah, but there is nothing to do even on the bullish side. Gold is doing nothing. I need that MB, that validation MBs. Copper, nothing. Bitcoin is actually making that bullish MB. In 53 minutes, if this candle closes, then we will have probably potential entry, because we have MB1 and now building the MB2. So if in 1 hour it closes below this high, then I will probably place an order and yeah, look for buys on Bitcoin. So actually it goes here. I think the same kind of thing on Ethereum, but Ethereum, Bitcoin looks a little bit better, but they look kind of the same. So we'll see how the candle closes. 6 hour candle. What does 4 hours? Yeah, 4 hours kind of has already the MB, but I will wait for 6 hours to be 100% sure. And yeah, that's about it, and I'll be back later. So I'm back. I was in paddle for 3 hours, I think, no, 2 hours. But yeah, I wasn't home. But just took a French trade, French index. Basically, like I spoke in the morning, we are bearish right now on pretty much every index, on every European indice. So yeah, again, the same thing. As we start to get some kind of sells, there's no difference between selling or buying. Like, I'm just used to bullish prices, so I just invert the chart, and yeah, it looks fucking bullish, you know. We have on context, like I said, MB1, MB2, on validation, MB1, MB2, MB3, right now in the fourth, inside here, MB1, MB2, and pushing. So that's what I'm looking for, and yeah, it's right now waiting for some more strength, so I can place my stop and break even, and then yeah, we'll place stop and break even, and then target 1 to 2, 1 to 4, like always. What's up? So it's right now Sunday. Basically, I I'm holding this trade over the weekends at the French index, uh, and yeah, it was a little bit sketchy because obviously we are in war, and even though this is French index, it will still be impacted by the news of the war, etc. It will not be impacted that much as U.S. indices, or let's say DAX probably, because it's the major indice. But I think the French index still will be impacted by the war, and obviously it is already. But I closed half of the position right before in Friday, right before market closed, because at that time I didn't know what will happen over the weekends, and it was very sketchy. Because I risked on this trade $4,000 on this kind of a stop loss. In this stop loss, I risked for 4,000. By that I mean basically. In Friday, I didn't know if US will get involved in war or Israel and Iran will keep fighting just themselves, or they will find some kind of ceasefire deal and everything will calm down. I didn't know that, and that's why I closed right here half of the position. So basically, I profited already 1K from this trade, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I right now this morning, basically in the night from Saturday to Sunday, USA really got involved in Iran. They bombed the one of the nuclear facilities where they get 90% of the uranium, which is used for nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons, etc., etc. And they get they with those B-2 bombers bombed those facilities. So USA is right now involved directly in the war, and basically I can just pull up what did the Iran supreme leader told basically this morning, like a few minutes ago. We do not need Iran. We need Islam. It means the people of Iran can die as long as Islam survives. Iran no longer want peace. It's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. I don't think that Iran will not retaliate against the US. Obviously, they will not strike fucking New York, or Washington, but they will strike every fucking base in the Middle East, every fucking US base, military base in Middle East, and that will be still a retaliation. And Trump also stated that right now we need peace. If we have peace, everything is good. If Iran retaliates, we will strike them harder and harder. So we are fucking in a bad situation right now. And with all that being said, it's good for my trade, I think. Obviously, I don't know, but in just by logical thinking, if US gets involved in Iran over the weekends, in my opinion, market will gap down, and US has been involved in it, and then yeah, and US market will most likely gap down even more, and yeah. So and again, back to the trade. Why did I take the partial? Because let's say US, Israel, and Iran finds a deal, some kind of ceasefire, some kind of peace, then market will probably gap up. That's why I just closed out the partial, half of the position, so I reduce my risk. And then yeah, but hopefully it works out, because it looks like war will continue, etc. We'll see what Iran does. But yeah, it's fucking scary. I'll be honest with you, it's not good. It's not good. So with this being said, I think that's it for this episode. We can quickly go through the watch list for the next week, because it's already Sunday and I will not make new video today. So yeah, basically, DAX looks good for sells. I will be looking at selling DAX next week. US market still is kind of bullish on higher time frames. I will not touch it. I will wait for bullishness unless it starts to break down. Then I will look for bearishness. But at the moment, nothing really to do on the US market. And yeah, then Japanese index is still somewhat bullish. It's the best one from all of these indexes for the bullish side, but it already made this MB. So yeah, if it opens, let's say here or here, then it's completely has failed all this momentum, and I will wait for new MBs on 6 hour and then pauses, and inside those pauses, like always, double MBs on 1 hour or 30 minutes. But yeah, right now I don't think anything will happen with Japanese trade. Japanese index, and then Euro 50 is fucking good for sells. It's the same as French index DAX and Euro 50. Italy is nothing really, because if you go to 2-day chart, it's in between bullishness and bearishness. Like if you compare French index and if you compare DAX, oops, this is my equity curve. If you compare this or Euro 50 with Italy, it's still, I don't know. So I will not touch Italy. US oil is looking phenomenal, and I think it will get fucking up, but we'll see, obviously. But yeah, we had these beautiful trades. This one, Unfortunately, it was just a partial, but still profit is profit. Right now, actually, we have beautiful entry again, but market is closed, obviously. MB1, MB2. So yeah, US oil actually is good market for the next week. Gold is also a good market for the next week. I just want to see strength. I just want to see this pause, and inside that pause, somewhere something the same as in here, push higher. So gold is good, but we need that validation. Copper, kind of good if it pushes and pauses, the same as gold. Cryptos are bearish. Let's take a look at 2-day chart. Yeah, Ethereum really puts in heavy ass candle to the bearish side, but still, actually no, we have beautiful MB to the downside, and do we have double MBs? Not quite. We have beautiful 1 daily MB, yeah, but not quite 2 MBs, so still I will do nothing on cryptos. I will stick with these markets that looks fucking good, and yeah, so with that being said, that's it for this episode. It has been long episode, I think, like 4 or 3 days of trading. So yeah, see you guys next week. Bye.